Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
One local woman is asking for feminine hygiene donations to make sure no woman has to go without.
How about we get some politicians or some city councilors that say, you know what? Actually, this is ridiculous. What can we do?
The province funds a new mental health initiative.
And I actually think this is going to be something that has an indelible mark on things like...
And a panel at NAIT helps former students prepare for the future.
Networking is a skill, no matter who you are, is something that you can develop over time.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. One Edmonton woman is on a mission to provide free and accessible hygiene products, making sure that no woman goes without.
A study by Plan International Canada has suggested that 1/3 of women struggle to afford pads and tampons. This concerning statistic impacts at-risk and homeless populations the most. Our Emily Olson joins us live from the South Lobby with more on that story.
Thanks, Dallas. No Woman Without Period is a local startup charity that is bringing menstrual products to the forefront and to local storefronts.
It's blowing my mind. Like, what a big deal it is. I just didn't expect that.
Scarlett Bjornson was walking home from a girls' night out with some friends when she stopped to give change to a woman on the street. Bjornson was surprised to hear what she was going to use the money for.
And she goes, well, truthfully, I'd like to buy some alcohol or a sandwich, but I need to buy some tampons. And I was like, I might even cry. Sorry.
Bjornson gave the woman cash as well as her own stash of tampons from her car. She was so moved by the encounter, she sent out a Facebook post to motivate others to do the same.
The response to that one post within 24 hours was incredible, and it was just like, okay, I guess we're planning a citywide drive.
Since then, many local businesses have joined No Women Without in offering to be drop-off locations and to deliver to shelters around Edmonton. For women's shelters like Hope Mission, this means being able to give women coming in what they need without shame.
We do have a drawer here at the main building of Hope Mission ready, and we do have women ask for them. So that's a reality for some of our guests, is that they don't have access to hygiene items that are a basic necessity.
Based on a study by Plan International Canada, 1/3 of Canadian women under the age of 25 cannot afford to buy pads and tampons. These products are in the top 3 expenses worldwide for women, and while Bjornson has made large strides in a short time, her mission does not stop here.
How about we get some politicians or some city councilors that say, you know what? Actually, this is ridiculous. What can we do?
Bjornson is optimistic about the future of No Women Without, as well as the impact it's already had on local shelters. The community response? More donations than they were prepared for, so they're utilizing local warehouse space to store donations before delivery.
Emily, you mentioned that 1/3 of women under the age of 25 struggle to afford these products. What is being done to help students who may not be homeless but still experience these financial difficulties?
Well, currently, local government and campuses are not acknowledging this as an issue yet. Bjornson plans to put pressure on both in order to create a program or a subsidization plan to provide these basic needs for free to students at both work and school.
How many businesses are currently partnered with this program, and how can other businesses get involved?
No Woman Without currently has 15 partnering businesses. All of them are listed on their website, along with incentives and details provided. Each business is offering incentives such as $25 gift cards or a free massage for donating at their location. If a business wants to get involved, all they have to do is fill out the questionnaire online.
Thanks, Emily. This is Emily Olson reporting live from the South Lobby. Alberta is investing in a new mental health center for children right here in Edmonton.
Together, we can give the sickest kids the best chance anywhere in the world to live a long and healthy life.
The new Child and Adolescent Mental Health Center will be built immediately east of Glenrose Hospital. The center will have walk-in clinic and a family resource center, as well as 101 inpatient beds and a mobile response team. The walk-in and urgent clinics will be open 24 hours a day.
It's going to be transformational. Honestly, the number of children and families who are looking for care and support are growing. We know that we can have healthy communities and healthy adults if we take care of children first.
Construction will begin in early 2021 as it is expected to be complete by 2024.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
A new delivery service that allows students to skip the lines and stay focused on studying is coming to NAIT.
Student Eat is a delivery service created by students to serve their classmates on campus. It is currently at MacEwan and the University of Alberta. Our Christine O'Loughlin has more on this delicious story.
You don't have to give up your study spot, which are actually pretty hard to come by around here.
MacEwan fourth-year student Ismail Khalil and his partner Sagar Desar came up with the concept last January. When a friend was hungry but didn't want to wait in line and risk being late for class, that's when the light bulb went off.
You could be studying in a lecture hall, in the library, literally anywhere on campus, and you can just go onto your phone, order food through our app, or order through our website, and just get it delivered to your seat, right? So now you don't have to kind of get up, move your seat, and go in line.
Students on the MacEwan campus have found it to be very convenient and beneficial, as open seats fill up fast, making finding a seat very difficult.
I think it's a huge benefit because MacEwan is really busy. Like, we lack seating in every building, and so it's kind of terrible to have to get up to go get food or coffee and lose your seat. So it's a really huge benefit that you can save your seat and just get your food delivered.
Students can check out the Easy Teas website at www.studentseat.ca, where you click order, find your school, scroll the options, and have it delivered right to your chair.
Students here at NAIT won't have to worry much longer about giving up their study spot or waiting in line and being late for class. Student Eats will be coming to campus by the beginning of March, joining the likes of MacEwan and the University of Alberta. The convenience that makes life so much easier. I'm Christine O'Loughlin with NAIT NewsWatch.
The West Valley Line LRT expansion is causing an increase in traffic near schools and communities. This has led to some citizens to come to the city for aid. Due to heavy construction, Stony Plain Road has been reduced to one lane of traffic in each direction, leaving many drivers to look for alternative routes like shortcutting through the Glenora area. Schools, parks, and communities have begun to experience the influx in traffic. With many of these areas being crosswalks for students and families, the city is looking to find a solution.
Based on the fact that we have these two roads running in parallel on either side of the school and road complexity around these left turns, I think there are some unique conditions here that we've heard about that I'm confident will get addressed.
A motion was passed on Monday directing administration to come up with a plan to deal with traffic shortcutting problems.
To raise awareness on the dangers of distracted driving, the Edmonton Police Service was sending out cookies to remind people not to text and drive. Police officers gathered on several city intersections early Thursday morning to hand out tasty treats to local commuters. Not only was the celebration of Valentine's Day, but it was also to remind drivers on the dangers of distracted driving. Edmonton Police hope to initiative will let drivers know that it is never a good time to text while behind the wheel.
A lot of people too, for example, they're under the impression sometimes that because they're stopped at a light or something, now's a good time to pull out that thing and start looking at it. And that's not the case.
If Edmonton Police hear they enjoyed the initiative, they may consider coming back again next year.
A rare snowy white owl has been spotted in St. Albert. This extremely rare owl was found near Ray Gibbon Drive in St. Albert. The owl has spent this past week perched on one of many of the light posts right above the busy intersection during the day. By evening, it tends to leave the light post to go hunting. The talk of this owl has many photographers in Alberta coming to catch a few photographs of the bird.
Really calm, actually. I thought I'd be more cautious of what's around it. Didn't really move much. It was facing away from us, which was unfortunate, but we still got some pretty good shots of the owl.
It's possible that the snowy white owl has chosen to stay in this area due to construction nearby, causing mice to be moved to less of an urban area. It's a perfect hunting ground for the owl when the roads are clear at night.
The Silver Skate Festival was hit by extreme temperatures this week, leaving many to stay indoors. As the Silver Skate Festival celebrates its 29th anniversary, a lack of people attending can be seen throughout the park. Due to the cold weather, the festival has had less participants than expected, leading to the cancellation of events such as the skate races and their Tuesday fundraiser. However, The executive producer, Aaron DeLercho, is hopeful that the number of people attending will increase over the weekend.
Edmontonians are tired of this, and if we have minus 15 or minus 14 with sunshine like they're predicting for the weekend, I think it's going to be crazy in here. I think cabin fever is going to get everybody, and there's plenty of opportunity for people to dress up and move around and get outside this weekend.
For those looking to attend the Silver Skate Festival, it is on until Monday. Coming up after the break, we're going to dig deep into Reading Week.
Students have been stressed, and now it's time to celebrate. Was it all fun and games?
Just a little bit of the stress kicks in, right? Studying for 3 or 4 midterms, it catches up on you.
Coming up in sports, I will be discussing the huge free agency acquisitions being made here at Commonwealth Stadium over the past week. Also, there's been a few NAIT athletes who have been breaking some school records recently. I'll tell you who they are in a few moments, coming up in sports.
Although it's getting a little warmer, I still wouldn't recommend you dress like this. If you want to know the full scoop on the weather, join me after the break.
So, the UK has just instituted the toughest ban on ivory trade Europe has ever seen. With this exciting button push.
It's 1:59. My ears are bleeding. Underwear required over 40 stitches to her face. Good afternoon, it's 2 o'clock. I'm Jenna Winterburn with your NR92 News Update. You're listening to NR92.
Cold this week in Edmonton. It's starting to heat up just a little bit, hey?
That's right, Hunter, and that's why I can't wait to hear what Jeremy has to tell us about the weather.
Is the cold snap over?
Yes, it is. Today we're looking at the weather, and it looks like it's getting a lot warmer than it was before. Calgary has a high of minus 17, a low of minus 19. It's cloudy. There's a 90% chance of precipitation, which means that 10 to 15 centimeters, it's happening. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's move on to Jasper. Jasper has a high of minus 13 and a low of minus 19, with an 80% chance of precipitation. That 5 to 10 centimeters is going to be amazing at Marmot. The conditions are great. Now let's move on to Fort McMurray. Wow, would you look at that? Fort McMurray's freezing cold. Who would have thought? Well, the high is minus 18 and the low is minus 24. There's a 60% chance of snow in the evening on Saturday. So let's hope it doesn't get too bad for the folks up there. Let's head on over to Edmonton. Oh, Edmonton's looking at a high of minus 16 and a low of minus 22, with a 60% chance of light snow. Well, I gotta say, that high of minus 16, you'd normally be looking at that and if you were anywhere else in the world, and you'd be thinking, oh goodness, how could this be happening to us? But for Edmonton, for these past couple weeks, we did it. We're back in the warm zone. Don't go out in shorts and a t-shirt like I did earlier. Let's head on over and take a look at the averages. Well, we got a high, the average high is minus 3, which would be a lot nicer. But the average low is minus 13, which is close to where we're at. So we're doing a lot better than we were last week. And the Edmonton record high is 13 degrees, which was set in the balmy winter of 1896. And who would have thought that just 14 years before that, we would have had the all-time record low in 1882 of minus 47 degrees. Boy, am I glad I'm not dealing with that. Anyway, that'll be it for me. Let's head on over back to the anchor's desk.
NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
This upcoming week, many students may be relieved as NAIT's reading break has come.
For many, the break is coming at just the right time. The added anxiety from exams is tough for some to handle. Our Evan Kenny has more.
Thanks, Hunter. Thanks, Dallas. Throughout the last month,
counselors have seen a drastic increase in students. Stress from exams is taking its toll on students, but next week's break could be the saving grace to some. While the keys on a laptop are moving 1,000,000 miles per minute, the brains inside of students' heads are doing exactly the same. One NAIT student, Elliot Herbers, is no exception. The stress from balancing classes with work and home life is starting to build up for the young business student.
It's definitely a lot. I deal with all 5 classes pretty much every day, then 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes even 4 I have to go to work. So I just sometimes find myself pressed for time.
The stress for students is at a high point right now, as midterms have either just finished or are soon to come. Many students had 2 similar themes for the break.
Probably going to sleep.
I guess study, catch up on stuff coming up.
Relax.
Finish assignments that are assigned over the reading week.
If you guys want to pull out your textbooks if you have them, that will probably be useful today.
Some have noticed the difference when classes are put on hold for an academic timeout.
It'll just allow me to feel more refreshed, definitely give me that extra drive that I need for midterms.
Definitely by the end of the semester, everyone is just not feeling great, and I could definitely tell that like attendance was slipping and all that, so I think it's a great thing that we do.
Although students aren't physically at the school over the break, many mentally are.
The break we really hope it's an opportunity for them to get caught up on homework.
Reilly Bridges, along with a few other students, do not feel like the break is even beneficial due to this.
I don't think they're less busy, I think they just have to study more.
Other post-secondaries like MacEwan and the U of A have a fall break. Ryan added that discussions on this at NAIT are still ongoing. Evan Kenny, NAIT NewsWatch.
We want to know what you think about Reading Week.
In partnership with our sister campus publication, the NAIT Nugget will be polling viewers and readers in our question of the week. This week's poll question is, how are you going to spend your reading week? Just go to the NAIT NewsWatch or the NAIT Nugget Facebook page and check off the answer you agree with the most. Don't forget to like the page to be in the running for 2 tickets to the Oilers game on March 13th versus the New Jersey Devils.
NAIT students were able to take part in a panel this week that focused on finding a job after graduation. The panel was called Life After NAIT. It featured several NAIT graduates speaking about how to get engaged with the work environment after graduation from many NAIT courses. Panelists and guests talked about using network techniques and to get to know people in the industry.
Networking is very important because it is something that you can help to start out your career. It is something where you meet other people.
The event helped build capacity and encourages students and graduates of all sorts of programs to grow their own networking circle. For more information on networking events like this, visit the NAIT International Center in the HP building.
For sports, we're going to talk about the Edmonton Eskimos and a little bit of NAIT's Ooks and some more.
I know, I sure can't wait to hear about sports. That's why I'm eager to see what Tegan has to say.
That's right, guys. The Eskimos have been losing a lot of their money this past week in the CFL free agency. 2 Ooks basketball players are in the history books, one for a sweet outside shot and another for clearing the boards. Sydney Hubert is in her 4th season at NAIT. Before being recruited, she played for basketball at Paul Kane High School. In last Saturday's game against the Grand Prairie Wolves, she broke the all-time 3-point season record for women's basketball here at NAIT by recording her 163rd basket from long range. Fifth-year student and Ook starting forward, Samson Clear has made history in the paint. He got the record last Friday night when he posted 19 rebounds, one of which was his 500th career board. Both athletes are now fans of each other as new Ook record holders.
She was at it for a while, you know, and she's a great teammate. She's a great all-around player, and she can shoot the ball. Like, she can actually shoot the ball. She actually shoots the ball.
That's definitely an amazing accomplishment. He definitely deserves that. So obviously proud to know him and to be able to play with him here. It's definitely an accomplishment I'll take with me when I graduate next year. Just knowing that I've set the new record for someone else in the future.
Time served as a student athlete is also quite an accomplishment. Tanner Dunkel now has the title as the Ooks men's hockey player with the most games played. He's played in 130 games sporting an Ooks jersey, not including their long playoff runs. Dunkel is a 26-year-old, 5-year veteran on the team. He enjoys the atmosphere and culture surrounding the hockey program at NAIT. He also gets a kick out of the chirps he receives when his teammates and coaches, past or present, mock his age.
Kind of the same as the players, making fun of me a little bit, saying, "Can't believe your body's held up this long," and chirping me a little bit too. "Can't believe you made it this far. You're so old."
The team's next game is against SAIT tonight at the NAIT Arena. The big guy squishes the little guy. That's the way it usually goes. It proved to be the same story this past Sunday at Rogers Place as the Edmonton Oil Kings took on the Regina Pats. The Oil Kings, sporting the green and gold unis, came into the game leading the Central Division in points, while the Pats sat at third last in the WHL standings. Nearing the end of the first period, we see some 4-on-4 action as both teams traded slashing penalties. Without much hesitation, Regina drew first blood as Austin Pratt reverses direction, charges the side of the net, and tucks it underneath Dylan Miskew's pads. 1-0 Pats. Moving to the first minute of the second period, the Kings with an open 2-on-0 opportunity. Liam Keeler dishes the puck to Carter Such, who beats a sprawling Max Pedock, knotting the game up at 1. Skipping ahead now to the final frame, the Oil Kings in possession of a 3-1 lead. Wyatt McLeod ships the puck up off the boards to Andrew Fighton. Fighton chases down the dribbling puck and fires it top shelf, giving the Kings a 3-goal cushion. Regina, not liking the way things are going, calls a timeout to plan out their upcoming power play. The puck is almost cleared by the Kings, but Carter Massier holds the line and dishes it off to an open Logan Najeoff. Najeoff walks in, fires from the left dot, and gets it to go, cutting the deficit to 2. The Oil Kings would ice the game as their captain Trey Finks-Wolanski would hit the empty net, tallying one of his own for good measure. Andrew Fighton had himself a night. He'd be the main catalyst for the hometown squad's offense as he left the contest with the most points by an Oil Kings player with 3.
My line mates have been helping me a lot, and Coper and I have found some good chemistry, and then adding Fixie with the scoring touch. We've been working really well together, so it's been all been good.
The Edmonton Eskimos sure emptied out their wallet during the first few days of this year's CFL free agency. The main piece the Eskimos lost during this year's free agency was the face of their franchise and starting QB, Mike Reilly. Reilly went to BC on a 4-year, $2.9 million deal. With no longer needing to pay for his talents, the Esks were able to fill in other spots of their roster. The most notable addition to the team was signing star quarterback Trevor Harris, formerly from Ottawa. Some would argue that he was the most cost-effective and the best experienced QB on the market. Also coming to Edmonton is Harris' favorite target in Greg Elligson. Harris is also receiving some familiar protection on his left side as Sir Vincent Rogers, one of the top offensive linemen in the league, comes to the West.
I told Trevor, and I know Coach Moss told that to him, is just be you. We want him here because of who he is. Don't try to be anything that you're not. And he knows that. He wasn't trying to be Ricky Rantron. He wasn't trying to be Henry Burris in Ottawa. And he's not going to try to be Mike Reilly here. If he's Trevor Harris, then we're really happy we have him, and that's enough.
And now to look at other sports stories that are making headlines this week. The Toronto Raptors have signed Jeremy Lin. Although he has bounced around from several teams, the Raptors are giving him the chance to bring back Lin's sanity, this time in the 6. The Anaheim Ducks have fired their head coach Randy Carlyle after a stretch of the season that saw the team lose 19 of their last 21 games. General manager Bob Murray is serving as the intermediate head coach for now. The Cleveland Browns have signed former Kansas City Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt. The kid's got talent, but after he was publicly shamed with an assault caught on video, the move has many wondering if it was a smart one. The AAF is a new American football league in the U.S. This small league of 8 teams had its debut this past weekend. It gathered 2.9 million viewers.
From the Ooks to the Eskimos, all the way to the Oil Kings, there was a lot going on in sports this week. Hey, Tegan.
I know, looking back at all of it, a lot has happened. It's pretty crazy. Hey, Teague.
Absolutely. Lots of great athletes that NAIT has here, as well as the Eskimos picking up some great free agents. Hopefully they can have a better season this upcoming CFL season, that is.
Coming up after the break, finding love this Valentine's season just got a whole lot easier.
These dog days are pretty rough, so we visited the SPCA to find out a little more about the dogs inside and to see about the adoption process.
Welcome to the Alberta Art Gallery. I'm going to show you guys some neat pictures today.
Hey, you there. We know you're on your phone. So are we. NR92, everywhere you are. We should talk, snap, and tweet some more. With you, wherever you go. NR92.com, the station for the students.
Some furry friends are looking for some true love this Valentine's.
And the Edmonton Humane Society is helping to make that possible and more affordable. The Edmonton Humane Society had a special deal going on for dogs and puppies this week for Valentine's. $100 were taken off the price of dogs available for adoption. Over 40 different dogs were ready to be adopted.
I think that's so great because there's so many great animals ready for adoption and they've all seen vets and had their shots. So $100 off is a great savings and hopefully it'll make it more accommodating or affordable for people that maybe couldn't afford it before. So it's awesome.
Just like Valentine's Day, this dog adoption event happens only once a year. If you missed this event, the remaining pups are still available to purchase at full price. For information on adopting a dog from the Humane Society, visit the website at edmontonhumanesociety.com. Now let's look at our entertainment host, Glenn McDonald.
So Glenn, what's going on in entertainment?
Thank you, Dallas and Hunter. So as you know, Edmonton is home to a tremendous cultural array of unique events. This weekend, a mix of ice, steel, and serious bravery is wowing crowds at Rogers Place. Obviously, no, it's not the Oilers, it's Cirque du Soleil on ice. Performers spent some time at Rogers Wednesday morning practicing for their Edmonton premiere of the show Crystal. It's the first time Cirque du Soleil has taken its show on the ice. It tells the story of a misfit heroine on a journey of self-discovery. It features performers doing a variety of acrobatics, figure skating, and some stuff that just seems downright dangerous.
We hook up some swinging poles. It's a mix of Chinese pole and Russian swing. And so we're swinging and building up speed, and I'm on the end and I'm building up speed. And just when we get to the top, just about to the top of the grid, I kick off and my acrobat does backflips onto a mat that's held by 4 guys that's like 6 by 6.
Crystal is on the ice at Rogers until Sunday. It's a family-friendly event and tickets are still available. Some Edmonton businesses are taking part in a unique cultural tradition to scare away bad business. Dragons, drums, and firecrackers set the scene at this downtown supermarket on 99th Street. It's all part of a Chinese tradition that businesses practice at the start of the new lunar year.
The loud music and the drums is a sign of scaring all the bad spirits away. So that's how they get more business, is scaring the old stuff out and then bringing in the new year.
2019 is the year of the pig, which in Chinese culture symbolizes wealth. Indigenous art is an integral part of Canadian culture, and now some Canadian artists are taking a different spin on what they create. The Border X art exhibition at the Alberta Art Gallery is showcasing artists who use skateboarding, snowboarding, and surfing as methods to demonstrate one's connection to the land. As well as many other thought-provoking pieces, the gallery has much to offer culturally and historically.
I like to know things too, and it's more fun to learn it through art. It's more meaningful.
Made up of 11 artists, it showcases work from many disciplines, including painting, carving, weaving, photography, video, and performance. The exhibit will be open until May 19th, so go check it out. Now, I've experimented with yoga, and I've been to a couple raves, but this was the first time I've been to a yoga rave.
Taking a nice side bend to the right.
People donned glow sticks, body paint, and did some downward-facing dog to dubstep remixes of all our favorite tunes. This is the third time MacEwan has hosted the event and says it grows in popularity each year.
Many students or individuals in general find yoga quite intimidating. So when you throw in a DJ and lights and paint, it takes that nervousness away.
This is an annual event, and plans are already in motion to hold it again next year. Are you feeling inspired? Are you wondering what else the city has to offer? Let's take a look at some upcoming events then. As you heard, the Silver Skate Festival is back in Edmonton till Holiday Monday at Horillac Park. There you'll see snow sculptures, winter sports, and some horse-drawn sleighs. It's also completely free. From the 16th of February to the 17th of March, Matilda the Musical is taking the stage. It's the winner of 50 international awards and 4 Tonys. It's playing at the Schachter Theatre. Swingin' City Sundays is every Sunday all February long. Enjoy free live music and dance lessons at City Hall with Sugar Swing Ballroom. Finally, there's the Family Fun Fest on Sunday at Evansdale Community Hall. It's free and comes with a hot dog and hot chocolate. So that's all for me and entertainment. I hope you guys have a tremendous break, and don't forget to love one another.
Thanks, Glenn, and thank you for joining us on tonight's NewsWatch.
Have a good reading week, and we'll see you after the break.